Hello, welcome back to my channel on this beautiful Sunday. I was just chilling by the window because the sun is out and it's really cute, and I've been napping all day, so this is what I look like. This is what you get. I thought we would just do a chill Sunday video and kind of talk about the whole idea of hearing God and like letting him speak to you during Bible studies or like your quiet times. Which let's just talk about quiet times. Let's talk about solidarity. It's a hard thing, you know. It's still, yeah. It still is something that I just cannot do. Like, I will set out time and I'm like, okay, we're gonna sit here quietly, we're going to maybe like pray a little bit, reflect, have God like speak to us in this moment. And I sit down and I'm just like, my brain goes everywhere, and you know, it's just, I think it's that quieting of the mind and giving, I guess, the busyness of the mind to God, that I'm just like, yeah, I just can't do it. or I just fall asleep every time. Like, I'll have like a solitude time and like the next thing I know it, I'm waking up from it. So the other thing is like when you are doing a Bible study or having reflection time where you want God to speak into you and tell you like what you're supposed to take away from that. And that's really hard too. I feel like I never really hear him, or when I do hear him, it's kind of like when I least expect it and kind of like past the time when I wanted to hear it. Which, that's probably the answer right there. The other night, with some of the other youth leaders in my church, we were doing a Bible study where you obviously do a lot of reflecting and reading over of the same verse for you to then like hear what God's trying to speak to you. And like, I just didn't hear anything. I just didn't. I mean, I could feel like what the passage was meant to be about, and I knew like what, based on the reading, what I was supposed to take away from it, but I felt like there wasn't anything that God was like, this is it. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, I think the way he speaks to us is different for each one of us. So if someone's like, oh yeah, he literally told me to do this, he might tell me to do something in a completely different way. So like, that's a whole another thing that's kind of like cool about like your relationship that you build with God, is that it's so individualized. So I think, I don't know, it's just hard, like finding that solitude time. If any of you guys can relate, also just that time where you're supposed to reflect on things and be quiet and like quiet your mind, and get those quiet times when you give things to God are really, really hard. And I think it's just because it's not something that we're usually taught to do, or something that we usually do unless we actually set out time to do it and actually are disciplined in it, which I'm not. And I think perspective wise, God will speak to you. It's just hard when he doesn't speak to you when you need him to, or in that moment when you're like, hey God, this is the time, like right now, what are you trying to tell me it right now. That's the hard part. But I don't know, I just wanted to jump on here, rant a little. I look like a wreck because look, my hair needs to be colored. I was sleeping because I got like 5 hours of sleep last night, so yeah. But I don't know, we don't want to break this upload streak that's been going on, so I'll share something with you guys. So thank you for watching. If you have any like thoughts, if you struggle with this too or anything, like leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, as always.